What's happening, everybody? Thanks for tuning into the Drew Deeks channel today. All right, so I came up with this video idea today because, to be honest with you, I've actually been thinking about it for a little while. Because throughout the course of this season, as Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton took over the Montreal Canadiens front office, I noticed that they were really starting to acquire a lot of first-round picks, and that wasn't just picks; it was picks that are players that are now part of the Montreal organization that were previous first-rounders. So, to be clear on that, they've actually acquired specifically 9, if you count it all together, Kent Hughes and here Jeff Gorton, 9 first round picks, some of which are currently now players on the Montreal Canadiens roster or are going to be, and some picks that have not been made just yet. So overall, they've acquired 9 first round picks in under 8 months of work, which I thought was pretty impressive. So I thought it'd be fun to go over these picks with you guys today and just go over the fact that they've done quite a bit of work in this short amount of time, but specifically first rounders. I noticed as I went into Hockey DB and looked it over, a lot of first rounders in just under 8 months. So that's an average of over one a month, one first rounder a month that Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton have acquired since being hired by the Montreal Canadiens. So the Canadiens, Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton specifically acquiring 2 first rounders in 2022, 1 in 2023, which is yet to be made, of course, and then 1 in 2025, which is also yet to be made, and I think likely will be flipped down the road as the Canadiens get more competitive, getting closer to 2025. I think before then, they want to be a lot more competitive and potentially in a cup window by 25, 26 at the latest, I'm hoping anyway, as a fan. So, all right, so let's actually go over these picks, and we're going to start right here with Kirby Duck. So this one has 2 pieces to it, right? Because the Canadiens traded Alexander Romanov for the 13th overall pick, which, as we know, that's a first rounder. So that does count to me because they had possession of it and then flipped it for Kirby Duck. So that's 2 first rounders right there, considering the fact that Kirby Duck was a 3rd overall pick in 2019, a first rounder as well. So kind of, you don't necessarily have to count the pick that we didn't keep to flip for Kirby Duck, but it does count because they had it in their possession and they used it to acquire Kirby Duck, who, again, another first rounder. So I had to include that in my list. It does count in the 9 total picks that I have here. So Kirby Duck, and then we go into the other 2022 first rounder, which they acquired from trade as well, as we know, and this became Philip Majar. So another first rounder here in 2022. Justin Barron, a first rounder in 2020, 25th overall, taken by the Colorado Avalanche, which came over in the Arturi Lehkonen trade. In the Jeff Petrie trade, yes, believe it or not, folks, if you looked it up or haven't at this point, Mike Matheson, left shot defenseman now on the Canadiens, is a 23rd overall pick from 2012. So he's a first rounder too, which again, this is where I started to realize throughout the trades that were being made at the end of the season that these guys are, a lot of them, first rounders. And again, we got another one, Sean Monahan, as we know, with the Calgary Flames. 6th overall in 2013, Sean Monahan was. And of course, to me, I mean, you have to count him because I know that technically Montreal already had the first round pick. But I mean, I like to give them credit because it was specifically about the player that they took. So Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton ultimately deciding to select Juraj Slafkovsky when it was heavily debated for so long who was going to be the first overall pick. And they went with Juraj Slafkovsky. And the more time goes on, we'll see how this. We can't wait to see him. In other words, but to me that still counts because it's somebody that they acquired, and he is a first-round pick. He's first overall in the 2022 NHL entry draft. So just going over all of them again. Just want to go through this list really quickly. This is a shorter video today because I just thought it was interesting, but I thought I'd get right to the point, just give you guys all these picks. So altogether, Philip Majar, 26th overall in 2022. We have the 2023 first round pick, which is yet to be made in the Connor Bedard sweepstakes. Justin Barron, 25th overall, 2020. The 2022 first round pick, which the Canadiens acquired from Romanov, the Romanov deal, which flipped for Kirby Duck. So that's 4. Kirby Duck now up to 5. And then Mike Matheson, 6. Sean Monahan, 7. The 2025 first overall pick, 8. And then Juraj Slafkovsky, 9. So that's 9 picks right there in under 8 months of work that Jeff Gorton and Kent Hughes have acquired in just under 8 months. Hugo, as you see the name here, Hughes and Gorton. Of course, you guys know that nickname by now. But to me, I thought that was impressive and worth talking about because That's a lot of first rounders acquired in such a short amount of time, under 8 months at the time of the recording of this video. So I just want to know what you guys think. Are you impressed by this? Are you not surprised? Because, I mean, it's a rebuild year. So typically any team that's rebuilding is going to acquire draft picks. That's what they do when they're in tank mode. And last year, the Canadiens clearly were. They finished 32nd overall. So are you impressed by this? Is this what you expected from the front office to do, is acquire this many first rounders, whether it's players that are just coming onto the roster that were first rounders years ago, or ones that they're going to use down the road, or that they just picked this year? Tell me what you guys think. Are you impressed? Are you not impressed? I want to know your thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, appreciate the support, guys. So thanks for watching today. We'll see you on the next one. As always, go Habs go. Talk to you soon. Cheers.